This is Derek's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
After the third time jump-starting my car, I finally realized my battery was dying. So I stopped by O'Reilly to have it checked. They tested it right there in the parking lot. It was bad, real bad. But they helped me find the right battery for my car and even installed it for free. Now my car starts like new.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Crane. I'm calling about today's appointment. The tree is scheduled to fall on your RV at 2:14 today.
Any way we can reschedule? We're really enjoying our trip.
Oh, I'm sorry, but that's our only opening.
Can it just be a little tree?
Let me check. No, sorry, our file says it's a huge one.
RV owners can't schedule when things go wrong on the road. That's why there's Progressive, a leader in RV insurance.
Is it 2:14 p.m. or a.m.?
You know, I'm not sure. Can I put you on a brief hold?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The tyranny of the Harris-Biden regime, I say the Harris-Biden because Joe Biden isn't in control. He's virtually brain dead. It's getting worse every single day. Mounts with each passing hour. The Biden-Harris, now reverse it again, Justice Department, FBI, has been ordered to act as the regime's own Gestapo. It's trying to scare and intimidate American people from rising up peacefully and legally to wage a counter-revolution against what is already a malicious and violent revolution on the left by radicals of every single group. The latest example, I saw it this morning, is a young girl by the name of Corinne Maloney, or is it Montoni, who was arrested in Tampa, Florida, and being extradited back to the District of Columbia, going in front of a District of Columbia judge. Good luck with that, because they're so politicized, they can't see the forest from the trees. They don't want to see the forest from the trees. They're part of the swamp, as I write about in my book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry. And what did this woman do? I want you to look at a video that I'm going to attach when I send out this podcast. It was broadcast on a local TV station in Tampa. This woman, young woman, simply entered into the Capitol, was there, and was arrested. And she put a statement out on her internet account or Facebook account or whatever the case may be, which said, "What choice did I have but to protest, given that the legal system wouldn't even listen to evidence of alleged fraud in the presidential election, that the corruption has gone so deep that we had no choice but to peacefully protest. And I entered into my house. That house belongs to me, the American people." For this, she's been arrested and being hauled up to Washington, D.C. with regard to simply entering the Capitol. Now, this in and of itself tells you where we are today. And it tells you where many so-called conservative publications who will not support this young woman because they're fearful of what will happen to them looking at their own interests. But I will support her and I will represent her, because listen to what her lawyer said at the end. Typical of a lawyer. It's why the legal profession is the most dishonest and corrupt of any profession. He's asked by the local reporter, "What do you think about the strength of her case?" And the lawyer says, "I don't know. I have to see the evidence from the government first." He doesn't know. He shouldn't be a lawyer on the case, protecting himself. He's not going to stick his neck out at the expense of his clients because he's worried that the Biden-Harris Gestapo will get to him too. And that's where we are today. We are living in a situation much worse than our colonialists lived in 1776. King George III was not a socialist. King George III was not a communist. King George III was not a radical Muslim. King George III was not an atheist. He wasn't a radical Marxian on the Jewish left. He wasn't a radical gay, lesbian, transgender. He wasn't a radical black. Like I've said many times, most of the people in these groups are good people, but the radicals are trying to destroy this country and have done it already in 6 weeks. We, the American people, need to rise up. As Jefferson said it, he said it would come to this, and he said it would get bloody. Neither he nor I want to see that. And that's why I want you to read my book, It Takes a Revolution. In just a week or so, we will be seeking the indictment of Joe Biden, his son Hunter, and brother Frank for massive bribery from communist China, Ukraine, and Russia. We will be seeking the indictment of others. These are the people that need to be held accountable, not young women like this person who went in good faith to the Capitol. And we need a new declaration of independence. We need to rise up. We need a new political party. The Republican Party is dead. It's nowhere to be found. It's even stabbing Trump in the back yet again, stealing his name to make money. They're like the money changers in the temple. We know what happened to the temple. The temple was destroyed. The Republican Party is destroyed. And I'm starting a new group, a new political party, separate from Freedom Watch, which will rise. And the name that I'm thinking of is the New American Independence Party. Because at the beginning of the Declaration of Independence, it says, this is our right, that when the sovereign no longer represents the people under the laws of nature and nature's God have a right to alter or abolish that government and to form a new government by and for the people with equal rights in pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness for everyone. We need a new government. We can't tolerate this. It's gone too far. You look around, maybe you're comfortable today, but think about tomorrow and think about your kids and grandkids. You want your kids to be living in a communist hell? That's where we're headed right now, a dictatorial communist hell. And you see that when a young woman like this is picked upon and attempted to be destroyed by a vile, hateful, and leftist mob run by Biden and Harris. In 6 weeks, they have destroyed this country. We will rise up. Get my book and see how we can do it peacefully and legally. It Takes a Revolution. Forget the scandal industry at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, all major booksellers, BooksAMillion.com, and at FreedomWatchUSA.org with a contribution of $50 or more. And support our Third Continental Congress, which will occur on Memorial Day of this year, a fitting time in Philadelphia in front of Independence Hall, where we will form a new government by and for the people, where electing officials does not occur by fraud, where we have judges who are elected and not appointed through political contributions, which are basically bribes. They're the yes men of the powerful, and they won't stick their neck out for you nor me. They care only about themselves and those who got them on the bench. And then, of course, there's the deep state in both branches of in the executive branch of government, which is furthered by both corrupt political parties. That's my message for today. Take it seriously and watch the video that will be attached to this podcast when I send it out at Freedom Watch. It says it all. Yesterday, it was this young woman. Today, it will be you and your family. God bless you. God bless your family. God save your family. Remember that God, the Father, and the Son help those who help themselves. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast.
If you're looking to make an impact, there's no better place to do that than the U.S. Army. Whether your goal is to fight and cure deadly diseases, develop technologies, or seek adventure across the globe, the Army is where all of that can happen and so much more. The Army is a team of 1 million individuals working together to take on the most complex problems in the nation and the world, and to win. Ask yourself, what's your warrior? And go to GoArmy.com to find out. To learn more, text ARGP to GoArmy, 462-769.
Call 1-888-FARMERS to switch, and you could save an average of $470 on your auto insurance. That's a lot of money in just a few minutes. With savings like that, you could be lounging on an impractical amount of ornate and overpriced throw pillows you bought for your couch. But you won't, because you're better with money than that. That's why you're calling us in the first place. Call 1-888-FARMERS to get a quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Based on average nationwide annual savings survey data July to December 2020, underwritten by Farmers Trucker Fire Insurance Exchanges or affiliate. Products not available in every state.